Okay, we are live. I am so excited for episode 2. So, welcome back to our Gut Reset webinar series. And this is episode 2. It's called The Gut Attack and What is Destroying Your Microbiome. And we're also going to talk about what you can do about it. So, first, this is episode 2. So, if you have missed episode 1, be sure to catch the replay. I am going to put it into the links in the comment really quick here. So then if you need to watch episode 1, I've put it onto, I'm going to put the YouTube link inside of here. So you can go back and watch it. Perfect. So if you've missed it, it's in the link. Go back and watch episode 1. Don't miss out on it. There's some really great things in there. Some of you, well, it looks like it didn't do it on Facebook. An error occurred. Wait a moment and we will try again. I'm just going to put it in there twice and hopefully that gets over in there. Perfect. And if you're on here and you want to say, hey, live, I would love to see you in the comments. But especially if you watched episode 1, like what was the biggest thing that you took from episode 1, or encourage the people that haven't seen it yet to go back and watch it. But let's talk about episode 2. We are going to pull back the curtain on what's really destroying your microbiome and keeping us stuck in that inflammation phase, especially those of you that are like, I'm eating healthy and like, I'm still not doing good. So that is what we are walking through today. So to get started though, I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. There we go. And if you have questions along the way, if you are watching live, I can see them. So put your comments in the comments section. All right. Let's start with what is your microbiome? So let's meet your microbiome first and foremost. So I always love to lay a foundation, but a healthy gut is way more than just digesting food. Okay. It fuels your entire body. So your microbiome, it empowers your immune system. It balances your hormones. It sharpens your brain and it keeps inflammation under control. So when our gut bacteria though are out of balance, and this is what we call dysbiosis, we're going to talk about it on the next slide, but everything starts to spiral. You get cravings, you are fatigued, you get bloated, brain fog, mood swings, inflammation that just won't quit. And we talked about that in episode 1, but I want to remind you that those things are not random. But this right here, your microbiome, say hello to it on the screen. Like, this is your root cause. So when you heal your gut, everything else begins to fall back into place. So what is gut dysbiosis, AKA dysfunction? But this is like an internal rebellion in your body. So when bad bacteria, unhealthy bacteria start to outnumber the good, healthy ones, they take over and then your body begins to feel the effects. Your digestion slows down. Inflammation ramps up. Your gut lining weakens. Your immunity drops and your mood, your focus, and your energy, they all take a hit. Okay. This isn't just an imbalanced situation. It's a dysfunction. And here's the thing. Most people are walking around and they have no idea. Healing begins in the gut. And when we fix this dysbiosis, when we fix this dysfunction, you start restoring order from the inside out. And that's where healing comes from. However, when we have dysfunction in our gut, the traditional fix for most people is medications and pills. We've got antacids that block stomach acid, and your body actually needs that stomach acid to digest and protect itself. We have antibiotics, and they don't discriminate. They wipe out your entire gut army, good or bad, doesn't matter. We have antidepressants that don't fix the root, but they just numb the signal. But every single time that we suppress symptoms, we're muting our body's cry for help. We're never, ever deficient in any kind of pill. You're living in a system. We're living in a system. You're living in a system. We're all living in a system that swaps symptoms for side effects and calls that healthcare. And this is why people stay stuck, or they get worse, or the longer that they follow just this conventional plan over and over and over again, because it's not the problem. It's not fixing the problem. And that system that we're in is like drugs, medications for every pill, potion, lotion of every problem that we have. The system is keeping us in this merry-go-round. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're allowed to break up with that system. Okay? It's time to break up with that system. Because what happens is the deeper the dysfunction, the more problems that we have. And there's something right here called SIBO. So let me paint you a picture of what SIBO is like. You eat broccoli and suddenly you look 6 months pregnant. You take probiotics and you feel worse. That's not a food allergy usually. Okay, it's fermentation in the wrong place. SIBO stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So in a healthy gut, bacteria stay in the large intestine. With SIBO, they've moved upstream into your small intestine. And this is where they start to steal your nutrients and bloat you like a balloon. And the fix isn't just continuing to eliminate and eliminate and eliminate more foods. The fixing is the location, not like what's on your plate. There is SIBO diet that helps to reduce that, but you're not broken here. You're just out of balance. And we've got to get that bacteria back where it belongs. And then we continue. We've got IBS, we got IBDs. Those aren't answers. They are labels. Being told that you have irritable bowel syndrome or irritable bowel disease doesn't explain why your body is reacting the way that it does. It's just giving your symptoms a name. So IBS means that your bowels are irritated. IBD means that your bowels are inflamed. But neither one of those tells you what's causing it or how to fix it. You got a label, but you didn't actually get a plan. But real healing begins when you stop naming the dysfunction and we start asking what created it in the first place. We remove what's triggering it. We heal the gut lining. We rebuild your system, not with another pill, but with a strategy that begins to reverse the damage. And you don't have to manage the diagnosis forever. You can rebuild what was lost. And then we have reflux. Acid reflux, GERD, whatever you want to call it. What if it's not too much acid? Most reflux is caused by too little acid, poor motility, and a broken valve. So what does that mean? That burning that you feel after you eat, it's real, okay? But it's not what you've been told. Most reflux is too little stomach acid, not too much. So low acid means that the food sits too long. That creates gas. It creates pressure. The valve at the top opens and then all the acid moves up, not down. The acid isn't the enemy. It's just in the wrong place. So when you take antacids or acid blockers, you weaken digestion even more. So then food isn't broken down, nutrients don't absorb, inflammation builds, and the fix isn't to suppress your stomach, it's to restore function. And then we have celiac. Celiac is not the cause, okay? It's the crash. So celiac does not show up usually overnight. And it's the final straw, usually after years of silent damage. Now, can you have a genetic component? Yes. But it is genetics load the gun, but our lifestyle pulls the trigger. There is a way of reversing this, and we have to understand why and how. So antibiotics, stress, processed sugar, and glyphosate in wheat. And we're going to talk about a few of those things. All of these chip away at your gut lining. And when it chips away at your gut lining, it leaves your gut lining vulnerable. And then once gluten slips through the cracks, your immune system sounds the alarm and then the body begins to attack itself. So here's the truth, okay? It's not always just about cutting gluten. It's usually about repairing your gut that was damaged in the first place. When you rebuild the barrier, it begins to calm the chaos, and that is where healing starts. So, are you ready? You cannot heal without the 5 essentials. So your gut doesn't heal in a vacuum. And the 5 essentials that you see right here, they work as a team. Okay. Each one of these remove interference from a different angle. So then your body can finally do what it was designed to do. And that is to heal. You were designed and made to heal. So you can't out supplement a toxic lifestyle. You can't out eat a misaligned spine. And you can't meditate your way out of a cellular chaos from the inside out. This isn't about doing one thing perfectly. Okay. It's about aligning every system to work with you and not against you. So that's why we have core chiropractic, we have nutrition, we have mindset, we have oxygen and exercise, and we have minimizing toxins. You need all 5. And this is how we stop managing the symptoms and we start rebuilding our health from the inside out. So tonight, it is mainly about all things nutrition. Okay. This is where we are going to start, because what you eat isn't just about calories in, calories out. How many carbs am I getting? How much protein? All of that. It is about what you're feeding your microbiome. So every bite of food that you have sends a message. Okay. You're either feeding the good guys or you're fueling all the invaders in there. So your gut bacteria eat what you eat. So if you're putting processed junk, sugar, inflammatory oils, you're growing the wrong army. You're making the wrong army bigger and stronger. But if you're feeding your body clean, real, vibrant food, you're setting your microbiome up to thrive. Okay. This is the front line to gut healing. So let's begin to break it down together. We have to understand that our gut is under attack. So like, what kind of things are harming your gut? You can see them all right there. Okay. Our modern food system, and I'm going to say it's not broken. It was built that way. It was built like this. Glyphosate isn't just on crops. It's in your cereal. It's in your salad. It's even in some of your supplements. Here's what they don't tell you. Glyphosate was originally patented as an antibiotic. That means that every bite of glyphosate-laced food is like taking mini doses of antibiotics, killing off good bacteria that your gut needs to survive. And now, thanks to Section 453, these companies, chemical companies, are legally protected. So even if their products wreck and destroy your health, they're fine. They are not held responsible for any of that. You guys, this is not farming. Like, it is slow motion poison. And your gut is taking the hit. So we need to know that. We need to understand that. So then let's talk about glyphosate. How does it really affect you? It doesn't just kill weeds. It wipes out all of your gut's defenders. So good bacteria like lactobacillus gets destroyed. Bad bacteria like Clostridium, botulinum, you've heard lots of different ones, they thrive with glyphosate. So the result, dysbiosis, what we talked about, a total gut imbalance. And this will lead to digestive issues, inflammation, food intolerances, immune dysfunction. So this isn't just about what is on your plate and make sure you have this and the protein and this and all of that. It's a bacterial battleground inside your body. And what are your microbes going to eat? What are you going to feed them? This is where I'm going to go off on a tangent for 1 second. This is where, like, I don't get mad about like counting macros and like paleo and like all the other things that you can think of like food practices. But the problem that I have is that the quality of food, not addressing that is a problem. Like, you can be like, calories in, calories out, eat this amount of calories, don't eat this amount of calories. Like, you need to know where your food is coming from. You need to know where it's at. That, yes, it might help you lose weight, but what's it doing to the inside of your gut? Because all of this will then weaken your gut lining, because your gut is supposed to be a gatekeeper. It keeps what's supposed to be in your gut inside of your gut. It keeps things that are outside of your gut outside of your gut. They shouldn't mix together. That's why if you bleed out into your body, it's toxic and you can't do that. Like, it can't live that way. That's why you have veins. That's why you have a digestive system. Like, there is a reason. But thanks to glyphosate, processed foods, it becomes a leaky gut. The tight junctions that hold it all together, they begin to break down. And now things that were never meant to enter your bloodstream are doing it, like undigested food, toxins, bacteria, they start to get through. And when that happens, your immune system goes on high alert. It's like, that's not supposed to be in there. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Then inflammation becomes your new normal, because it's just this constant attack back and forth. And suddenly, it's not just your gut. It's your brain. It's your skin. It's your energy. It's your immune system. And this is how gut dysfunction turns into whole body chaos, autoimmunity, brain fog, fatigue, skin flare-ups. Like, it doesn't just start at the surface. Like, they start at the source, and that is the gut. So let's talk about this link together. Autoimmunity and inflammation. So it's not just random, and it's not just bad luck. Okay? It's called molecule mimicry. Proteins from food, toxins, chemicals, they leak through your damaged gut wall, and they look just enough like your own cells to then confuse your immune system. So your body attacks, not because it's broken, okay, but because it's trying to protect you. This isn't a glitch. It's a misfire caused by wrong instructions. If you want to calm your immune system, if you want to clear the brain fog, if you want to stop the pain and inflammation, we have to start in our gut. That is where the hijack begins in our whole system. So then let's talk about GMOs, genetically modified, genetically engineered. They're engineered for chemicals, not health. So they're not genetically modified for your health and your body. They're genetically modified to not get killed by pesticides. So they aren't just like tweaking the DNA, which they are. They're tweaking the DNA of crops, but they're designed, what they're doing is they're manipulating so that they can survive massive doses of, guess what? Glyphosate. We already talked about glyphosate and what it is, but it is one of the most toxic chemicals on your plate. Okay, this stuff doesn't just rinse off. You can't rinse off glyphosate. It clings to the crop. You eat it, and then your microbiome takes a big hit. And then over time, if this is constant, then your gut becomes this casualty of chemically engineered food. And this is, again, what triggers chronic inflammation, immune confusion, and long-term health breakdown. GMO crops are not food at all. And your body is begging you to stop eating it. So the top 5 foods that are destroying your gut, every bite builds or it's going to break you. Alcohol strips your gut lining. Sugar feeds harmful bacteria. Gluten breaks down your barriers. Seed oils ignite inflammation in your body. And conventional dairy, it is laced with hormones, with antibiotics, and pasteurized byproducts. Now, listen, this is not about perfection, okay? It's about an awareness. So I want you to start subtracting one trigger at a time and your gut will begin to heal. It's the small shifts, and then you're going to get massive momentum. At the end, I'm going to share with you a top 20 swaps. Oh, that came out terrible. Sorry, guys. But let's walk through this, okay? Why has a lot of this changed and why it might change everything? Well, clean ingredients. On the left-hand side is Siete. So the Siete brand, incredible. They were family owned. Like they took where things were inflammatory and they helped make them healthy. And these are the almond flour tortillas on the left-hand side. Sorry, I don't know how that did that or why that did that. Because it was fine on my end. But when clean companies, if you didn't know this, they got bought out. So when you trust a brand and then it gets bought out, now it's not the same. So there's more ingredients in there. They added the berry extract to preserve freshness. And you might be like, well, that sounds good. But there's so many more preservatives that they added inside of there when they got bought out. So Siete was once known for like clean, gut-friendly ingredients. And then Pepsi bought them. And now we're seeing different things. We're seeing additives, we're seeing preservatives, and we're seeing where the sourcing comes from completely changed. So the label looks familiar, but the formula of what it was made is not the same. So the lesson here is that don't assume what used to be clean still is. Read the label, protect your gut, and your healing is worth any type of corporate shortcut. And so, unfortunately, that's where things can go astray. The same thing with this, okay? Don't let the store fool you. Just because it's at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's does not mean that it's clean and healthy, okay? Organic labels, they can still hide glyphosate-laced meat, GMO snacks, seed oils that wreck your gut. And if the cow ate grain that was soaked in chemicals, you're eating what the cow ate as well. So read labels, ask questions, and don't let branding and cute I was trying to look to see if I had anything and I don't, but don't let cute marketing and cute boxes and cans and packaging get you. Your gut deserves better than any type of clever marketing, even if it's cute, even if it's brown and looks organic. Read your labels. So what do we do? Okay. How do we protect our gut, Dr. Cassie? Like you already talked about how terrible it is. Again, it is not about being perfect. It's about being protected. So here's what you're going to do. Number 1, eat organic and avoid the dirty dozen. I am going to send a link and put it right into the chat right here, right now. This is the Clean 15 Dirty Dozen. All right. Every year it changes, but download it. I'm sending you to their website so you can download it on your own. But shop the Dirty Dozen organic. That means there's more pesticides on it. Okay. They're the most sprayed. Choose organic when you can. Now, I want you to add gut healing foods. You can see them right there. Bone broth, prebiotic and probiotic rich foods like fermented foods like kefir, like kimchi, like sauerkraut. Add healthy fats and protein, grass-fed beef, free-range chicken. That is where we want to stay. Hydrate. Okay? Hydrate. Clean water. Support your liver. Okay? Support the detox pathways with fiber, glutathione, zinc. And read labels. Read labels like your health depends on it, because it does. It literally does. I have resources for you at the end for all of these things. Let's talk about seed oils, okay? What does that mean? You probably have heard that a ton of times, but let's get the record straight first and foremost, okay? Fat isn't your enemy, okay? It's the fake fats that are your enemies. They wreck your gut, they inflame your cells, they confuse your hormones. So beef tallow is making a comeback, right? Some of you know that, but it's for a good reason. It's stable at high temps. It's anti-inflammatory, and it's loaded with fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Meanwhile, we have seed oils, okay? Seed oils are your canola oil, your soybean oil, your corn oils, ultra processed. They're oxidized. They're toxic to your gut lining. They weren't in your grandma's kitchen, okay? We've got to go back. I'm not always like, look into the past, but the past tells us a whole lot. Back in the day, like your grandma didn't use that. And there's a reason that our ancestors didn't have autoimmune diseases in epidemic proportions, okay? So that's why using ancient healing fats, grass-fed beef tallow, pastured lard, organic ghee, cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil, raw coconut oil, wild-caught fish, eating that grass-fed beef, bring back the fats, okay, that our ancestors thrived on, okay? Your brain, your hormones, and your gut will thank you. And some of you, you may not know that this resource exists, but it's called Seed Oil Scout. And it has safe, I'm putting the link in there. There's also an app. I don't have my phone. It's a little bit farther than I can reach, but you can download the app. And it has all the partners that don't use seed oils, from restaurants to companies. It told me again that it didn't go onto Facebook, so I'm going to put it on there again. But that, click on that. If you're like, I want to avoid seed oils at all costs, and you're like, but I want to go out to eat, find the places, and they're here in Nashville locally. There's a ton that don't use seed oils that you can eat at. And then there are companies that they partner with that don't use seed oils in their products. Now, I want to talk about fasting here real quick, okay? Fasting is not about starving your body. But when it comes to your gut health, it is a great thing to do and to have, okay? It's about giving your gut a break and your body a break so that it can heal, okay? Your gut isn't meant to be on 24/7, okay? Late night eating overwhelms your digestion, it messes with your sleep, and it drives up inflammation. So when you give your body 12 to 16 hours of rest, game changer. Game changer. Less bloating, better energy, more mental clarity. And start simple, okay? Stop eating meals after 6 or 7 p.m. 2 hours before you go to bed at night is ideal. But if you go to bed at like 10, like eating at 8 is still not good. I know sometimes that has to happen, but try to be done between 6 or 7 and let your body shift from digestion to detox while you sleep, not digesting while you sleep, okay? And it's not a punishment, okay? This is protecting your gut, and it will absolutely thank you when you give it a break, okay? So the 5 essentials to real health. We've got advanced plan, we've got meal plans, and we've got recipes, okay? You don't need another diet trend, okay? You need a system that actually works, okay? There is a book. It's called The 5 Essentials to Real Health, okay? It's in my bag over there, okay? I went from adjusting to right here. I don't have it. But it's The 5 Essentials to Real Health. I want you to, when you come into the office, get this book, okay? You need a system that actually works. If you listen to this webinar and you go up to the front on your next appointment or adjustment, or you can email me at drcassie@majorfamilychiropractic.com, I will give you a free book. I will give it to you. There's tons of recipes inside of there. It'll explain everything to you. This book is your blueprint, okay? It's for restoring gut health and whole body healing using the 5 essentials. So inside it, you will get advanced plan recipes that taste good. They taste really good, and they heal your body deeply. There's meal plans, so then you don't have to guess anything. There's mindset shifts. There's tools to detox your body, because this isn't a diet, okay? It's a real guide to help you have real change and real health. So if you're done with all the quick fixes and what should I do next, like, and ready for a transformation, let us know that you watched this. At the front, you can tell Shiley, you can tell Logan, you can tell Dr. Michael, you can tell Dr. Max, you can tell me, you can tell Myra, and we will get you a free book, okay? So lastly, as we close out, I want you to grab your tools, okay? Don't just learn, but take action. In the comments, I am going to drop in the top 20 gut healing swaps for you in the comment section. I'm also going to lock in the pantry purge instructions. Top 20 gut healing swaps, okay? Simple changes that are going to make a massive difference. It's a checkbox, so you can check to see how you're swapping. Take it one by one. You've got the Clean 15 Dirty Dozen list. I sent it already to you, what to buy organic and where you can save money by not buying things organic. And Pantry Purge, okay? Pantry Purge, okay? There's 5 different steps inside of there because healing starts when you don't bring stuff home. So you're going to empty your pantry, do what it says, and stop bringing that stuff into your home. Download them, print them, tape them to your fridge. It makes everything so much easier when it's right in front of your face. Let me just double check to see if there's any questions. I don't see any. Perfect. So the final thing is get signed up for episode 3. It's next Monday, okay? So now that we've cleared the path, we've exposed all those gut disruptors, next week we are going full restoration, okay? So episode 3, it's all about the 4 R's. We're going to go through the 4R gut reset. Remove, repair, replace, replenish, okay? This isn't just a cleanse or a quick fix, okay? It's a proven protocol. Those of you that have done it before, if you're watching and listening, you know how powerful this is, but it'll help rebuild your gut from the inside out. And so if you want real healing, that is where we're going to talk about it is next week. I will put the link to register for that in the comments. There we go. Get registered for it as we go through. Dawn says amazing information. I agree. Know that I love you guys and we are continuing to build and build and build. Go back and watch episode 1 if you haven't, but do not, okay? Use the tools. They are there. Most of the time, people, it's not your lack of information. It's your lack of action. So take action on one thing when we are done here. Download that off, print it off, begin getting your body in alignment with how it was made and designed. All right. I love you all. We'll see you next week.